Hello, and welcome back to the story of Astilenios Vicarro. First off, I want to give a huge thank you for the support on the last video. It means a lot to me and I'm glad to see people enjoying following his journey, and second, we had a major problem. If you watched the last video, we left Astilenios in the Tavern of Cyrenia, with a grand plan to help Empress Regaea escape from the Kuzites. I would have loved to continue from there, however, Bannerlord had other ideas. For some reason, anytime I continued from that save, if I tried to leave a town, village, castle, or any place really, it caused the game to immediately crash, as it was registering Astilenios as non-existent. I tried everything I could to fix this, but to no avail, so we had to once again reset time in order to just continue. So we were brought back to just outside Phycaeoin, before the march for Akeezer Castle, and this is where we rejoin Astilenios and the Empress's other men in an assault upon the party of Penton, a noble of the Northern Empire. Fueled one part by his anguish at the horrid dream of losing his Empress to the Kuzites, and one part by my own fury at the game forcing my hand into a reset, we went on a bit of a tear, hammering this poor party with the full force Astilenios could muster. This was also the point I remembered we could witness battle through Astilenios' eyes, giving that sweet first-person experience of burying a spear 16 inches through someone's skull. It looked okay, but playing in first person really only works for couching on horseback. Otherwise, you have the aim of a 97-year-old with cataracts the size of golf balls in both eyes, so, you know, not good. But the battle went splendidly. Frankly, it was obvious I was getting back into the swing of playing Bannerlord at this point, being much more comfortable with the controls, leading to an easy 11 owns as a warm-up. In this reality, the Empress had woken up, put down her left in water, and chose violence against the Northern Empire, coming in the form of a siege-breaking action against an army half our size. In this battle, several skills surfaced, not only for our sweet little cavalrymen, but for myself as well. I'd become much more comfortable swapping the camera from third to first person, allowing myself much more ease in burying Astilenios' spear, as well as Astilenios showing his skill in horseback riding, polearms, and one-handers, making very quick work of most people who came within a 3-foot radius of himself. These two things in tandem made for a lot more interesting combat, every fight feeling more intuitive than the last. All of this to say we absolutely decimated their army, leaving our soldiers with a total of 12 more marks on his hilt. Now I realize this doesn't sound like much, but it felt much more rewarding to acquire than it had before. It felt like we were actually making a difference. Probably mostly because I spent my time headhunting enemy cavalry. Post our rescue operation in Alcestedum Castle, the Empress chose to hunt a party of around 100 northern mercs, waiting until they had battled a smaller force before hitting them with her measly 502 men. And I see some things never change, dear. Some things never change. This battle was ludicrously easy, but once it came to a close, we were approached by Regaea, who told us something very interesting. We'd apparently fulfilled our contract, meaning that we could, quote, honorably retire and keep all of our gear, end quote. But nah. With 25,000 gold in his pockets and his head held high, Astilenios once again rejoined his Empress's men, his thirst for vengeance still unsated and his want to serve unappeased. With these events behind us, our eyes turned once more towards the fated Akeezer Castle, a chilling feeling of deja vu and dread filling Astilenios as he heard the orders come down. Thankfully, Regaea's golden retriever brain locked on to the jangling keys of Mysia to the north, pulling us away from what our hero felt was utter doom and ruination. As we approached, we found 2 allied armies already preparing to shatter the city's defense, the Empress more than happy to join their onslaught. With an army of 1,434 men, we looked to absolutely crush the resistance of 428 peasant militiamen who chose to follow the banner of an untrue Imperial faction. The city was taken with ease, but post-battle Astilenios was approached by one Sashanian the Chandler about stopping thieves, and this time we were ready. We vivisected the four thieves, leaving our sweet lad to be praised for a job well done before making his way back into the fold. The Empress was mulling over our next move when another northern army made the mistake of coming within 250 meters of her DMZ, causing not only her but every other army within Mysia to sally out and fall them. This came in the form of 1,267 men, a crushing number compared to the 471 the Northerners had mustered. So yeah, they died, and not only did they die, but 42, meaning almost 10% of their forces, died to Astilenios alone. And this was pretty good. Once the curtain fell on that debacle, we were once again approached for a promotion. With nowhere to go beyond Imperial Elite Cataphract, this meant that our hero was now able to create his own kit from all available pieces in the armory. This came in the form of an upgrade to his shoulder armor and significantly better sword, as well as now delineating him from the other men on Regea's battlefields. He was now a true hero, a leader of men, a general. Astilenios felt a level of fulfillment he had not previously indulged, a pride that had never truly been. Feeling ready for anything, the dread was no longer present as an order came down to move for a Keezer castle, replaced with hope and unyielding perseverance, which was quickly shattered as Regea's army, as well as Joron's, came face to face with the Crown Army of Monchug, a massive retinue of 1,035 men marching towards God only knows where. In a panic, we backpedaled, his army hot on our trail, giving chase all the way to Gaios Castle, where we could finally seek refuge and dissuade them. Once the chase was broken, we followed them back to Mysia, engaging with the army of Encuron, who had decided he wanted our city more than we did. That was a horrible mistake. After pounding this idiot into the dirt and stacking an absolutely absurd 61 bodies, Astilenios was once again approached by his Empress and told of his fulfilled contract. He had re-enlisted once, but he had a new plan. He wished to serve as more than just a hero within her ranks, more than just a general upon her fields of battle. He wanted to serve as a true general. He wished to build his own army to offer more help to her than he ever could on his own. So he decided to retire from her service for a time, just long enough to garner enough renown and fame to be accepted as one of her vassals. And to that end, he immediately entered Mysia, drafting some men and preparing himself for the trials to come. He left Mysia and immediately chased down a group of bandits, trying to acquire some experience for his fresh green troops. This went splendidly, garnering him no losses and allowing him to promote some of his men. It felt good to be able to fight on his own terms and be able to give benefit to those he fought alongside, Astilenios realizing now just how much his commander had actually done for him. He proceeded to acquire more men on his way to Cyrenia, his goal being to win the tournament there. Before he enrolled, he met with a man named Simon the Robber, a highwayman turned wanderer, and Zeracles the Robber, who fell into the same boat. Astilenios happily took both of these men under his wing, knowing that building a loyal and competent command structure would be essential for fulfilling his goal and helping his Empress. After this was all finished and tidied, he proceeded to the tournament. Easy wins, but he wasn't here for the money. Doesn't mean I didn't bet. This victory garnered him 9 renown, pushing his clan up to tier 1. Now, for those who don't know, in normal Bannerlord, your clan rank dictates how famous you are, how many men you can hold in your retinue, how many workshops and caravans you can run, and the respect you will receive from other lords and their families. With the way we are playing, however, these things don't actually mean much. See, we are pushing this up for the sole purpose of being allowed to vassalize. We don't care about land holdings or titles or any of that. We just want to bring glory to the Southern Empire and nothing more. Anyways, now that we were tier 1, we could serve as mercenaries for the Southern Empire. Fighting battles with them would gather renown much faster, and to that end, we went searching for Regea. We found her in the north by Tial, surrounded by a multitude of Kuzite parties. This was really bad. We could only watch as she was captured, following the party that held her back to Baltikond. In a roundabout way, Astilenios' premonition came to pass, as we bribed a guard to begin a prison break for Regea. We escaped, letting Regea ride off into the dunes, watching her speed back towards the empire we both cherished. Astilenios was proud, his men at his back, the sand lapping his boots as he watched her go. He had gone from aspirant to soldier, and from soldier to hero. His only path now was to become a legend, one etched in the walls of a unified empire under the banner of a woman who offered him more than a simple job. She offered him a path, and he would return that charity tenfold. And that'll about do it. If you enjoyed this video and want to see more, remember to like, sub, and hit that notification bell. I live stream Wednesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays from 3 p.m. to 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time on both YouTube and Twitch, so come hang out. Anyway, thanks for watching. I love you, stay safe, and I'll catch you guys later. Also, if you want to keep going with this story, by all means, hit it with a like and a comment. I read all of them, so just let me know. Alright, thanks.